What's up, guys? Dane's Great Journey, checking back in from the car. Just went and grabbed a coffee this morning. I know it's been a little while since I made my last video, guys. I think it was like a month ago. A lot of stuff has been going on, good things at work. Hit number one in the company, finally. If you watched any of my last videos, I've always been like real close, like 2, 3, 4. So I finally did that in January. I was really excited, especially with like, the new year and the January sprint, some of the other things I was talking about in my videos to kind of help you guys succeed faster and set and define goals for yourself, build and develop habits, succeed in a sales job or whatever it might be. And yeah, so that's kind of an update. I got a new car. That's like the car I'm in right now. That's kind of cool. And some other good things going on too. So let's get right into the video of what I wanted to make into the title, how to be more resilient. I've been like thinking about this the last few days and I wanted to make a video on it. I actually read an article on really what it takes to be more resilient, or different factors that it comes to when it comes to people who are really resilient and really just fight through and make things happen, compared to people who maybe kind of give up or take a step back and take longer to recover. And I just want to give you the 3 things I took away from this article that they were talking about that I think is so true when it comes to resilience. So there was really 3 things it came to that these resilient people have. The first one being the ability to, basically what they were saying is the ability to come to the reality of the situation that you're facing. So whether you're struggling, it was the ability to just come back down to like the reality of it, right? A lot of people will talk about optimism, right? Oh, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Having those like rose-colored glasses, right? And optimism has its place in your journey, right? But being real, coming to the understanding of the situation, what is actually going on in this organization, in your life, and understanding that. And they were kind of saying too, like a little bit of pessimism towards the situation because it might not be all great, right? Being able to understand that rather than being like, it's going to be okay, nothing's wrong, I'm fine, I'm going to keep working hard. Rather than, hey, I am very optimistic, I know what I need to do, but I understand there's a problem at hand. This is the problem. This is what needs to be situated and solved. And I think that's so true when it comes to life, when it comes to your job, when it comes to sales, when it comes to entrepreneurship. Coming to the harsh facts of reality and where you are at, rather than trying to just be like, everything's okay. So that's the first thing. Number 2 was creating meaning in what you're doing and having true core values towards that meaning. What I mean is finding a meaning for what you are doing that's bigger than the necessary situation or where you're at, right? With me, I can give you an example from the company I'm working at in sales and technology. The bigger meaning for me is being able to work and train and help young people succeed fast in their careers. That's something that I've always wanted to do. That's something I do with Dane's Great Journey too. I get to teach you guys some of the things I learn. I get to give you some value, if any, to help you guys experience and enhance your life. That's the bigger meaning to what I do with Dane's Great Journey, as well as the job I'm in right now. Do I want to have a job the rest of my life? No. I want to be an entrepreneur full-fledged, but I know I have to take certain specific paths in order to gain more experience, in order to gain more knowledge, and to be able to help people in the certain way in which I want to. And what I'm doing right now is part of that path. So creating more meaning in what you're doing. If you have a job right now that doesn't seem really meaningful, think about how you can make it more meaningful. Think about how it's a stepping stone for what you want to do. One of the things they talked about in the video too was Viktor Frankl from Man's Search for Meaning. He was in a Nazi camp and he survived, and he said one of the biggest things was meaning. His book's called Man's Search for Meaning, and he created a meaning for himself that was greater than the experience he was in. Meaning, when he gets out, he's going to write a book, he's going to give lectures on the psychologies of the people in the camp who survived compared to the people who didn't. He created this meaning even though he didn't know he was going to get out. It was something he could strive for, and that's what they really mean in that article, is creating meaning in what you're doing. No matter how big or small you think your life is right now, it is a stepping stone. It is a journey. And the more you can kind of conceptualize that for yourself and put it to a higher purpose is so important. So that's number 2. The last one that this article talked about was, in my opinion, is one of the most important, is being able to improvise, right? When something comes up in your life, when you're faced with some harsh situation, how do you improvise to get around it, right? How do you take this situation that you're going through and you're going down this path and then it gets blocked, right? How do you find a new way? That is one of the biggest factors in people who are resilient. I've gone through a lot of stuff in my life. Stuff that haven't even shared with you guys, right? Just like personal things that I think is just not the right time to share with. But I figured out ways to improvise and move around these situations to come out stronger, right? Back like a year ago, I made a video about going to California and, you know, getting into like production and all these things that I was thinking about doing. And I went out there and it didn't really work out for me, and I had a lot of struggle there, and I was confused, and I came back to Arizona, and then I found this new job, and it was such a good experience. I met so many good people. I became super successful in it very fast, and then created a new situation for myself, right? Being able to improvise. When something goes wrong, what do you do? Where do you turn? How do you figure out a new way around it? That's the third thing, guys, being able to improvise. Think about when that comes to what you do. Ask yourself, are you a resilient person? What have you gone through? What have you moved through? What has been challenging that you've overcome? Because everyone has resilience in them, and we can cultivate and build resilience into our lives. And those are the three things I think are really important too after reading that article. Again, coming to the harsh facts of reality of what the situation is, creating meaning in what you're doing, and then being able to improvise around it. So I'm going to end the video there, guys. Thanks for watching. You got any questions, leave a comment below. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And I look forward to continuing to make videos to help you guys move forward in your lives as I try to move forward in mine too. So thanks a lot, guys. See you guys soon.